Today, it's time to get schooled. And speaking of today, did you know that on this day, October 16th, 1859, militant abolitionist John Brown made his legendary raid on the U.S. arsenal at Harper's Ferry? John Brown is one of our history's most bizarre players. On paper, he was nothing short of a complete kook. The raid was an abysmal failure. 10 of Brown's men were killed and 7 others were caught, tried, and executed. The storyline nevertheless captured the North and frightened the South. The Transcendentalists sanctified the effort. Many would later call it the dress rehearsal for the impending Civil War. David S. Reynolds' incredibly complete biography of Brown reads like the tale of a heroic freedom fighter. John Brown's story has become popular fodder for popular culture. Books, movies, and podcasts still are churned out to document this rather odd story. Just before his execution, this remarkable statement was made. I, John Brown, am now quite certain that the crimes of this guilty land will never be purged away but with blood. Add the title prophet to this nutty abolitionist. What seems to be the powerful lesson of this little tale is that violent insurrections are rarely justifiable. It is time to lean in to new paradigms for bringing about substantive change. Thomas Kuhn, a philosopher of science, first wrote about paradigm shifts in his book, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, 1962. Simply, a paradigm shift is a radical change from previous prevailing attitudes that forms the basis of a new orthodoxy. Throughout much of history, these regime changes required violence, and lots of it. No more. Experts tell us these paradigm shifts today come both in trickles of questions, but also a flood of changes. For example, before Copernicus in the 16th century, scientists were convinced that the other stars and planets revolved around the Earth. A group of scientists broke through that theory, but it still took years before the masses readily accepted a new heliocentric world. So too might we lag when both imagining and embracing a new paradigm for our civil society. Nevertheless, change appears to be a constant. Be thankful it is less violent. Psst, it's PROLOG with Mr. Review. It's a podcast that is digging tons of earth to find an ounce of gold, striving for a more perfect union.